Next up, we have the Changeling. Now, the Changeling is a fairy child that has been swapped for a human child. There's a variety of reasons why this may happen. For instance, a sickly fae child might be swapped for a human child, or because they want a beautiful human child and they feel their baby is either too ugly or the human child can strengthen their bloodline. Changelings usually have fairy-like features and have slight magical skill. They don't look like their parents, and they have trouble fitting into society. Funny story. I know somebody, and this person, they remind me of Faefolk, and me and another person, we've had a conversation about that. Very good people, very good folks. One we had as a guest, actually, a little while back, but that's been a common thing, I guess. A lot of people say, "Hey, you look like Faefolk," and I thought that was interesting. Funny enough about the Changeling, you have to wonder if this is true. When I was reading, they said they never really had a strong case for a Changeling. They ascribed this idea to high infant mortality rates during the times. So this kind of took that meaning and ran with it. It's still very interesting because if you've ever, I've met people that have features that don't look human, and you probably have too.
Well, even me, like my ears are slightly more pointy than most people. Like they're not like Vulcan or like true like elf ears, but they're a lot more like that than if you ever get a chance. And I don't want to be like weird and be like, "Hey, bro, look at my ears," but I mean, just
let me see them ears.
Just take a look. I mean, because they are a little bit pointier than the average ear. And it's not a lot to make people be like, "Man, that guy's got really pointy ears." It's just enough to be like, that's kind of interesting.
Do you look like your parents, though?
I look like my dad a lot, yeah, I do.
Yeah, it's over.
I can see it in the mirror. Like, the last 5-10 years, like, I'll look in the mirror and be like, "Oh, yep, there's dad." So there's no way, there's no changeling going on there. It's obviously, some genetics, but it's just interesting because like you get people with these features, the ears, or even some people they have like slightly pointed canines, kind of like not like full vampire teeth, but they have slightly pointed teeth. Different things, you get people like that, and then that kind of fed in the old days. That would feed into the old changelings stories. They don't now so much because people are just like, "Oh, that's interesting," but back in the day, people used to be like, "Your ears are pointed, you must be Faefolk, murdered." Hey, just like that, murdered.
They also said to attribute it to the lack of changeling stories, due in large part to how hard it is to actually switch out of child.
Yeah.
Can't really do that these days. There's a lot of security measures in place at hospitals and things like that. And the one thing that Faefolk want to do is stay out of the limelight. Like what you heard? Well, head on over to www.spreaker.com/user/this uncanny earth to hear more from this episode 181, Faeries and Faefolk, and to hear more of this uncanny earth. As always, why be boring when you can be uncanny?